Hello everyone, welcome back to another session with me Manjushta Chatterjee, and today we'll be discussing about another important topic after pregnancy, that is lactation. We have completed the pregnancy part, we have discussed the complications, the diet chart, and now we'll be discussing about the lactation. So, what is lactation? It is basically the production of breast milk, or when there is the milk secretion from the mammary gland after delivery. That means the mother has been pregnant for the 10 year, now she has delivered the child, and after that there will be secretion of milk from the breast, and this secretion or this process is known as lactation. A lactating mother requires, like the pregnant mother, requires all kind of food and a balanced food, definitely with excess amount of energy to make the bulk of the milk and also the secretion of the breast milk. So, we need to follow the proper guidelines while preparing the diet chart for the lactating mother, and along with that, we also need to focus on certain things while we are planning the diet for a lactating mother, like the need of fluids, which is very essential for the milk production. In the diet of the lactating mother, therefore, milk, fruit based diet like the fruit juice, fruit based, the different kind of shakes, milk shakes, fruit shakes can be added. And along with that, different kinds of galactagogues, which we'll be discussing in different videos whenever we'll be discussing the uh, diet of the lactating mother, is required during lactation. World Breastfeeding Week is celebrated from August 1st to August 7th. Now, I think all of you have been knowing of this term exclusive breastfeeding. Now, what is this exclusive breastfeeding? Exclusive breastfeeding, this term exclusive means 100% breast milk, where we are not giving any water, any solid food, or anything else to the child till the 6 month of the age of the child. So, exclusive breastfeeding, only breastfeeding till 6 months of age of the child is very important and is being given worldwide. Now, why are we focusing on this exclusive breastfeeding? Because breast milk not only saves and protects life of the baby against disease and antibacterial agents, but also provide all the nutrients that is required by the baby during this 6 months. Now we have to know the advantages of breast milk, and that we will be covering in several videos under the lactation chapter. Okay. Breastfeeding ensures clean and safe source of food. We all know because it's coming from the mother itself, and it helps in maintaining the IQ of the child. The problem that happens during child is diarrhea and diarrhea related malnutrition. That cycle, the vicious cycle that I discussed, and infection, that is broken by the breastfeeding and exclusive breastfeeding. Definitely, it shares and creates a bond between the mother and the child, and also it reduces the risk of ovarian and breast cancers in mother. It also helps the mother to space the pregnancies space the pregnancy, or rather we can say it's a natural method of birth control. And as it's a natural product that it is coming from the mother, you know that we don't have to buy anything, so it saves money. And as no packaging, no disposal of the thing is required, so it's environment friendly too. So we should always, every nutritionist should always go and tell mother and for exclusive breastfeeding till 6 months of age. Now we will come to the physiology of lactation. Okay, the physiology of lactation is basically divided into four parts or four phases. The first phase is known as the mammogenesis. Now, what is this mammogenesis? Mammogenesis is known as the preparation of the breasts. Because see, what are there in the breast? We have the ducts, the lactiferous sinuses, nipple, and the brown colored, the protruding part is the nipple, the protruding thing is the nipple, and the brown colored surface which is around the nipple is the areola, and we have the supporting tissues and fat. So over here I've shown you the alveolus magnified thing. Like if it has alveolus, it has myoepithelial cell and also epithelial cell. Like this is the duct and this is the alveoli. Okay, so the ducts and this is the alveoli. The alveoli, they actually holds the milk, and through the ducts the milk passes through the nipple to the mouth of the baby when there is areolar sucking. Areolar sucking means the baby's mouth will be covering the areola. So if you can see this part, this brown colored part is the, over here it is just a semicircle is given. This semicircle is the areola. So there will be, if there is areolar sucking, that means covering the nipple, the baby's mouth will be like this. Okay, I'm just showing you, just show the just follow the pointer. If this is the baby's mouth, like I just can draw like this. Okay, so if okay, so this is the position. If this is the lip, the yellow portion is the lip of the child, then this will be, this is the areola. Okay, the this portion, the whole portion is the areola. Now the sucking will be from here. When there is sucking, the milk will be, sorry, the milk will be stored in the alveoli like this. And when there will be areolar sucking, the milk will flow through the ducts to the mouth of the child through the nipple. So this is how the milk flows. Okay, I hope I could make you understand. Okay, so the preparation of breast is known as the mammogenesis. That means if you can see this picture, this is the close picture of the alveoli. When milk is filled, you can see this is the whole picture which is full of milk. So this is the condition when it is fully of milk, loaded with milk. And this condition where there is synthesis and secretion of the milk, this is known as the lactogenesis. Okay, and the ejection of the milk, that means the green color, that means it is coming, not the green color that is that I have shown you, through the nipple, the ejection of the milk is known as the galactokinesis, and maintenance of this process of lactation is known as the galactopoiesis. Okay, so this is the total physiology of lactation. That means the preparation of all these things is known as the mammogenesis. Mammogenesis. The synthesis and secretion of breast alveoli is the lactogenesis. That means this thing. Okay. Ejection of milk is the galactokinesis, and maintenance of lactation is the galactopoiesis. So I hope it is easily understandable to you, right? Okay. Next, coming to the hormones which are related to the lactation. Okay. First, it's the hormone which was used during pregnancy. Just a quick reminder: the main three hormones was estrogen, right? Estrogen, it used to stimulate the system, and when there was the birth of the child, this estrogen level, there was a drop in the estrogen level. Progesterone, this progesterone during pregnancy used to increase the size of the alveoli and the lobes of the mammary gland. Okay, and prolactin, they helps in the increase of the breast tissues during pregnancy. So during pregnancy, progesterone help to increase the size of the alveoli and the lobes, so that there is proper amount of synthesis of the milk, and prolactin, they used to increase the breast tissues during pregnancy, right? Clear? Now what happens during the lactation period? When there is breastfeeding, it releases oxytocin and prolactin hormones, which relaxes the mother. And once this relaxation process goes on, the mother and the child, the bond becomes very good. There's a connectivity of the mother and child. Okay, and also this hormone help the uh, child, or induce sleeping in the child. So you can say that it helps in enabling the sleep where there is difficulty in sleeping. So sometimes we have been seen that whenever a mother is feeding her child, after that the child is sleeping with the nipple in her mouth, or with the breast in her or his mouth, right? Why? Because this hormone helps in the sleeping or induce sleeping. Now, breastfeeding soon after birth, they increases the mother's oxytocin level, and that also help the uterus to contract more quickly, and the bleeding that takes place during that time, that also reduces. Okay. Now, how the lactation process and what are the hormonal control of the lactation process goes on? Let me show you through this picture. Now you can see that this is the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus, you have the pink colored portion over here, it is the anterior pituitary, and the white color portion you have the posterior pituitary. And the PRH that is shown over here, it is the prolactin releasing hormone that is coming from the, that is shown from the hypothalamus. So prolactin releasing hormone. Okay. So what happens when the when the baby is suckling? Okay, when the baby is doing areolar suckling, just please note this thing, there is areolar suckling over here. I hope you can understand and see the picture. There is areolar suckling of the baby. Okay, so when there is areolar suckling of the baby, then what happens? The receptors of the nipple, okay, they send message to the posterior pituitary. Okay, they send message to the posterior pituitary, and the prolactin releasing hormone, they produce prolactin, and the milk, with the help of the milk ejection, they help both the milk ejection is done by the oxytocin hormone, and prolactin helps in the production of the milk. Okay, so both hormones, prolactin releasing hormone is releasing the prolactin, and then the milk is produced, and oxytocin helps in the milk ejection, and both of them, with the help of both of them, the milk is coming to the baby's mouth through the ducts that I shown you, through the nipple, through the mouth of the baby. So this is how the hormones are actually acting. So just I've shown you one um, you know chart over here. Like when there is sucking of the child, the oxytocin is released, the it releases the milk, the infant empties the breast, again the production increases and milk production occurs. Okay, so if the cycle is hampered, like if there is improper sucking, if there is only nipple sucking, okay, why areolar sucking is very much important, why not nipple sucking? Areolar sucking is very much important because the receptors are mostly situated on the areola around the nipple. So if the more the child can suck the areola or areolar sucking, then the receptors in the nipples and around the nipples, that is around the on the areola, they can actually move on to, or they can actually stimulate the ejection of milk with the help of the oxytocin hormone and production of milk with the help of the prolactin hormone. Okay, so this full thing, that means the milk is coming down, the milk is coming down, this process is known as the let down reflex. Okay, the milk of the release of milk from the breast, that is letting down, so that process is known as the let down reflex. Many times question from this let down reflex come, that what is let down reflex. So let me just discuss the fact once as an answer. Like it is basically the release of milk from the breast. It is a normal reflex when the nerves in the breast are stimulated as soon as the baby starts sucking. When the baby starts sucking, a chain of reactions which I just shown you in the last slide, the chain of reaction starts, and the hormones are released and the milk comes and the baby can have the milk. So this process of coming down or flowing down of milk to the baby's mouth is known as let down reflex. Okay, and again one flow chart is shown over here, that the baby's sucking stimulates the nerve endings in the areola, which I said you. What it does, it instigates the hypothalamus, and the message is passed to the pituitary gland by the hypothalamus, via the hypothalamus. From the posterior pituitary, which I shown you in the last picture, the oxytocin contracts the muscle wall of the alveoli to release milk during feeding, and again when the milk is released, the breast is empty. Then what happened? Anterior pituitary, they stimulates the alveoli to produce more breast milk for future feedings. So I hope this let down reflex process or the hormonal control of breast milk process is clear. If not, I'll just repeat it again quickly. Like what happens when the baby is sucking, it is stimulating the nerve endings which is present in the areola. It is actually stimulating the hypothalamus, that is present, which is passed to the pituitary gland via the hypothalamus. What happens? The breast is full of milk and the baby is sucking the areola. Then what happens? The posterior pituitary is pushing, or the posterior pituitary is stimulating the oxytocin. Oxytocin is contracting the muscle wall of the alveoli, and the milk is released to the mouth of the baby. Now the breasts are empty. Now what happens? The anterior pituitary is stimulating the prolactin hormone, and the prolactin hormone is stimulating the alveoli to produce more milk for future feedings. Okay, so this process of letting down the milk to the baby's mouth is known as let down reflex. I hope you can now write the answers very nicely. So first write the definition of what is let down and give this flowchart. Your answers will be of full marks, right? If you want to add on to something, definitely what you can do, you can also add this. What is this? It is that for a good let down reflex, what you can do, like if you want to have more milk, then there should be a breast massage, nipple stimulation, or baby should touch hair or seeing the baby. There is an emotional contact of you with the baby, right? So when the baby is near, when the baby is trying to touch you, feed, uh, is hungry, you feel like you have to feel like feeding the baby. So there will be more and more of production, okay, and positive emotion, which is very, very important. Along with that, some massages are always good for the mother because the mother need to relax, right? And what are the the things which can decrease the oxytocin level resulting in less milk? Definitely negative emotions, like if you are worrying, if you are sad, if you are fear of something, then if you are in pain, it's very cold, or if you are having habit of having alcohol. Okay, so you can add on to a good answer always. So this was the letdown reflex and the basic of lactation. Please always keep in mind that exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months of age. From this part, what is lactation and what is letdown reflex and exclusive breastfeeding week are very, very important. Next, we'll be dealing with the complications of lactation. That's all for today. Thank you and stay tuned. Support educators.